I'm Ruben Diaz. Here's your ABC 24 News update. Today, a major Supreme Court ruling is expected to reshape school sports policies all across the country. It's a decision with nationwide implications, and the Supreme Court justices actually upheld state laws that require athletes to compete based on their biological sex. Now, it rejects constitutional challenges that were brought up by transgender students. The Supreme Court ruled that the states can require students to compete on school sports teams based on their biological sex. This upholds laws in West Virginia and Idaho. Now, writing for the majority, Justice Brett Kavanaugh said that these laws do not violate the Constitution's Equal Protections Clause. The cases are centered on challenges from transgender athletes who argued that the restrictions were discriminatory. The decision leaves unresolved separate legal challenges in states like California and Connecticut, where policies allowing transgender athletes to compete based on gender identity still remain in place. As you might expect, reaction from the ruling came quickly from the Tennessee Equality Project, which called the decision, quote, profoundly disappointing. The advocacy group claims that the ruling further marginalizes transgender and gender diverse people by limiting access to school sports. The organization plans to continue pushing for equal protections and participation in education, healthcare, employment, family life, and athletics, despite the court's decision. And the justices made another landmark decision in the Supreme Court on Tuesday, including a monumental ruling that upholds birthright citizenship in America. Now, that's a key loss for President Donald Trump, who sought to end it. ABC's Olivia Rubin has all the details.
It's a landmark ruling which maintains more than a century of legal precedent in America that babies born on American soil are automatically citizens, regardless of their parents' immigration status. But on the first day of his second term, President Trump signing an executive order to end it, calling it a scam.
They use it for people that come into our country and they walk in and all of a sudden they become citizens.
In a 6-3 decision, the court writing, quote, the framers of the 14th Amendment extended that promise to every free-born person in the land. We keep that promise today. The High Court also weighing in on an issue dividing the nation, transgender athletes, now ruling that states can exclude them from women and girls sports. The case stemming from 2 teen athletes barred from competing in women's track and field. They claimed it was sex discrimination and a violation of Title IX, the landmark civil rights law barring sex-based discrimination in education programs. One of those teens speaking to ABC about the case.
I've been a girl forever, and playing on the guys' team is going backwards.
And that ruling a major win for President Trump, who campaigned on the issue and has been adamant that transgender athletes should be banned from women and girls sports. Olivia Rubin, ABC News, Washington.
With the temperatures climbing so high across the Mid-South and the heat index reaching over 100, doctors are warning everybody to take the heat seriously. High temperatures aren't just making people uncomfortable, they're also sending some people to the emergency room. At Le Bonheur Children's Hospital, doctors are seeing patients come in suffering from dehydration and heat exhaustion after spending too much time outside. Dr. Rudy Kink reminding that it is important to know the signs of heat-related illnesses.
Heat exhaustion, you're still sweating, you're tired, you may be breathing a little fast because you're hot, you're not peeing as much because you're dehydrated. Now, heat stroke is a little more serious, and it's the body's inability to cool itself. So you're no longer sweating, you may be confused, altered, things like that. And your body temperature starts to increase higher and higher, up to 101, 102.
Now, doctors recommend drinking plenty of water, taking frequent breaks in the shade or air-conditioned areas, and planning outdoor activities early in the morning or later in the evening. With the dangerous heat expected to stick around for this week, the city of Memphis is opening its cooling center to help people who need a safe place to escape those high temperatures. The center, located inside the Hospitality Hub on Washington Avenue, will be open today from 4 until 8 o'clock. It's designed to provide temporary relief for people experiencing homelessness during extreme heat. Guests can check in without an ID, and MATA is offering free rides to anybody who needs transportation. All right, that is your ABC 24 News update for now. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Ruben Diaz.